5 will call this meeting of Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. If everyone please rise. This time I'd like to call on Commissioner Harvey to give the invocation.
Right with me, dear Heavenly Father, we come here today with a happy heart, a heart that knows that you're there for us at every turn. Pardon me. Dear Lord, pray for us as we go through today's business. Make us wise as you did King Solomon. Be with all of our law enforcement and our first responders as they go out and protect our community. I can't breathe. Lord, help me breathe. There's a lot of things I need to pray, but just know my heart and to help us be true to each other and to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Y'all join me in pledging allegiance now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Thank you. Take your seats, please.
Man, Ray. I've got something in my pocket.
Sounds like you got it right.
Man, I can't. Lou was up here. She probably gave me something.
I want to tell a story about the club one year when Lou and a couple of other people that I thought were friends of mine lined up to be sure I got a tetanus shot. At this time, we want to ask Lou to introduce a guest she has that we have a presentation this morning.
I started to say mayor, but not the mayor, Judge.
Get promotion, but a cut and pay.
Is this on? Judge and Commissioners Court, I'd like to thank y'all for having us today. I'd like to introduce Debbie Warren. She's the Regional Program Specialist for the Department of State Health Services, and she has an award to present to the county today.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I'm here on behalf of the Texas Department of State Health Services.
Let's turn this way a little bit, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. Good. Yeah.
Is this a
Which
test?
way do I try?
Just what I thought.
I'm here as part of the Texas Healthy Communities Project. With this project, the local liaisons, which has been Wichita Falls, Wichita County Health District, has gone out and done an assessment based on 8 different indicators. These 8 indicators include physical activity, physical health, worksite wellness, mother-friendly environments, comprehensive tobacco, cardiac and stroke response, and also healthcare quality. Since 2014, they have been participating in this program, and at that time, they did their first initial assessment, and at that time, they earned a silver award, which we were very proud of them. They continued on. They worked on different things that were brought up in the assessment and redid the assessment as of April 2016. And I'm pleased to say that they continue to maintain their silver designation. With that, they also improved their score, so they're getting closer to the gold.
Okay.
All right, so might not be the Senior Citizen Silver Award we were talking about earlier. So,
All right.
So with that, Joanna Patterson is going to give us a brief update of what the health district did to maintain their scores.
Super.
Hi. Throughout this project, we have created an active living plan which encourages different businesses, different sectors of the community to become involved, more physically active in their businesses and areas. We have also tried to recruit more mother-friendly work sites, and we've been successful at that. That's a lactation policy. We have also gone into the schools and tried and created some more recess-friendly environments, some more child obesity prevention policies. So that's just to name some of the things that we've done, and we've been very pleased to be able to work with Texas Healthy Communities and Debbie Warren for that.
Well, great. Luke, congratulations to you all, and we appreciate you all recognizing the county with this. But
I'd like to tell you that for fiscal year 2017, these folks have received continuation funding. So we're very proud that they will be continuing with us into the next
we
fiscal
always
year.
like them getting funded from somebody else. Yeah.
But with that being said, I'd like to present you with a certificate. There will be a nice framed certificate coming, as usual with the state. Our order got messed up, so it will be coming
All
shortly.
right, well, great. Well, this is super nice. So we were going to frame it, but since you told me that, we won't. We'll wait for the one.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for all
very
you're
much.
doing in the community.
Wow,
Keep it healthy.
we have great partners in the community. Thank you all very much. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And as I said earlier, if you all got other things to do, we understand that, so.
Well, not yet.
Not yet?
I have a question.
Yeah.
On this sheet that you handed us, Lou, at the
Yes,
very,
sir.
very bottom, it says, healthcare quality. Healthcare center, or sites in the community promote primary and secondary prevention of CVD and stroke. Healthcare sites promote hypertension and diabetes reporting. Well, we got very low scores in that. Maximum score there is 12, and we got 4s. Can you explain to me what we need to do different to get what are we missing to get most of these scores were really at the top end, but on this particular category, we're at the bottom end of that.
Well, Debbie, do you want to explain that?
Sure. In this particular assessment question, there are 3 different areas we look at. We look at Mission Lifeline recognition, which comes from the American Heart Association. And there's recognition both on the hospital and the EMS side. And then there's also Get With The Guidelines, which is also part of the American Heart Association. So there are certain things that they've put in place that are best practices. And so when the different organizations go in and apply for that, that's how they receive those recognitions. So with this particular one, Mission Lifeline with hospital, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the one that has gotten points on this. So the hospitals are still needing to do Mission Lifeline with American Heart Association and Get With The Guidelines.
They are promoting, when I go to my doctor's office, there's hypertension and diabetes signs everywhere. So I guess it's the reporting end of it that we're not getting credit for.
And we are working on those objectives. One of the objectives for this next grant year will be to work with the ambulance services, the EMS services, to help them with the Mission Lifeline accreditation or designation, and also to work with the hospital. You know, the hospital does a good job of the stroke messaging. You'll see the billboards out and around, but we just need to do better at having people understand what that means. So when they see those billboards, they're nice billboards, but I don't know that a lot of people fully understand what the FAST stands for. And so we'll be working with that. The other issue that we have in this, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the response time that we have with our ambulance services out into some areas of the county. And so that's, we're a broad county, and sometimes getting those response time is just a travel time issue. And so I don't know that we'll ever be able to cross that barrier.
On diabetes and high blood pressure reporting,
No,
that's what we're talking about.
right, and on that, we actually have a diabetes grant, so we work with our providers, and hopefully that reporting will help with this score when we do our next assessment. We also have a hypertension grant, and one of those objectives is cross referrals, bidirectional referrals, and so hopefully by the time we do our next assessment, these scores will be higher because of some of the work we're doing in different grant areas.
Okay.
What is the 12-lead ECG capability? Is
That's
that new
the
technology?
ambulance services. There's a difference in I think it's an 8-lead EKG and a 12-lead EKG. That's the machine that they hook you up on when they put all the leads on your chest and on your arms to be able to know what your your heart is doing at the time. It's just a more comprehensive EKG than what the lower EKG is, and it's a matter of getting that capability on the ambulances. That's something that the ambulance service has. Some of their trucks have that capability. One of the things that we've done in the last grant cycle is we bought AEDs, the automatic shock devices, for all of we bought 2 of them. The fire station is putting those in, and they're changing the level of EMTs that they have on the service. And so as part of this grant, we were able to buy the fire department some AEDs to put on their trucks so that all their trucks will be equipped, and they'll have, because a lot of times they're on scene before the ambulance even gets there as first responders. And so they have the capability now to be able to do more than what they were able to do in the past.
Are all the firemen also EMTs or paramedics?
I think they're working on a paramedic.
They're all EMTs, they're currently working
on getting a paramedic designation.
I think that's awesome.
Anything else?
Better scores.
We're working on it. We're trying. So we just thank y'all so much for allowing us to come and present this to the county today. You know, we couldn't do the work that we do without the support from y'all, and it's really important. You know, we come down here during budget hearings every year, and we talk about the important work that we're doing. And so it's nice to be able to come down here and to give you an award that we've received from the state of Texas, and to just kind of show what we are doing, and we work every day to improve and to do better.
Well, as well as y'all done, if we raise these other areas, we may get to that goal and do that. And I've heard the fast feeling, arms, speech, and time, right?
Yes.
Hey, pay attention once in a while. That's on the way to the gym going, oh my God. So far, so good. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Judge, I called Lou the other day and asked her to come spray some mosquitoes on River Road.
Yeah.
She said, you shouldn't have cut my budget. I said, okay.
You didn't cut it, you just didn't increase it as much.
Yeah.
Yes. She would have liked to have had. All right. I'd ask the court to move to the consent agenda. I want to offer a correction in item number 5. That should be 3 ballistic vests, not 30.
Judge, I'd make a motion with the exception of item number 2, which I'd like to pull down.
Okay.
And I need to recuse myself from that, but after the removal of item 2, I would make a motion we accept the consent agenda as presented.
All right.
Second.
Thanks, sir. Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Watts, a second by Commissioner Mahler to approve the consent agenda with the removal of item 2 to pull down and discuss in general business, and with the correction to item number 5 that it would read 3 ballistic vests in parentheses instead of 30. The wording is correct, it's just the wrong symbol was used there. All right. Any other comments or questions on these items? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. We will consider item number 2 at this time. And Commissioner Watts has announced that he will recuse himself from the vote and dialogue on that item. Motion to approve and authorize the county judge to sign the tax resale deed for the resale of 411 West Jefferson and 414 West Jefferson in Iowa Park, Wichita County, Texas.
So moved, Judge.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harvey, second by Commissioner Mahler to approve the action requested. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0 with 1 absent. All right. Item number 1 on general business is to review and approve the emergency and regular bills for payment.
Motion to pay our bills, emergency and regular.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Muller, second by Commissioner Watts to approve the payment of emergency and regular bills. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 2, discuss, consider, take action to accept by board quote from, Warren Cat, the amount of $115,578 with trade-in allowance of $7,500 for used case loader for a net amount of $108,478 for a Cat 918 wheel loader for Precinct 4 with warranty and repurchase at 5-year, 2,000 hours of $53,000 with 50% leasing contract for 5 annual payments of $13,363.86 with an ending balance of $53,000 and the first payment due November 15, 2017, and authorize county judge to sign the required documents. Payments to be made from interest and sinking fund by transfer from 2017 Precinct 4 budget.
Judge, does it matter if you left out a whole line?
Well, it's in the writing there. Yeah. I'm sorry, I did leave out. Let me go back. Good catch, Commissioner. With 50% tires and no glass or sheet metal damage and financing from First National Bank of Wichita Falls for 5-year leasing. I was looking for that and overlooked it. Thank you. Okay. Now, that mixed up item as stated, could I have a motion for that? Commissioner Watts, is that?
Yes, Commissioner, I'd like to make this motion, and I have a clarification from Stuart, if I could.
Yes, sir.
The balance, the $53,000 on this machine, and then we have 78 on the other. Does the interest on that money roll into those annual payments?
Yes.
Okay. But it's just like a balloon at the end, which we could either trade at the time or
refinance it.
And Barry, it's been your experience that those have always maintained well within that.
Yeah, there's 2 important things in this particular, in both of these both pretty well read the same, just a different model. The 2 important parts of this, the first one is warranty. It's huge. You've just experienced what could have been a $25,000, $30,000 transmission failure on a loader. In this day and time, with shop rates what they are, parts what they are, warranty is incredibly important. And that repurchase deal, we've done it several times on equipment, and it has worked well. And we have always found that with our equipment well maintained like we do here in the county, that it always brings good value to go back and sell on the retail market. So it's a good program. It's been very successful for us in Precinct 3. Are you making that motion to accept?
Yes.
I'd second that motion,
All
Judge.
right. Thanks, sir. Okay.
We haven't let them have one back yet because it's always brought more money at retail when it was time to execute.
Well, on the discussion side of that, Judge, Barry and Jerry sat down and on their maintainer, they figured out that doing it with this program here, it only cost us $7 an hour to operate that maintainer, which is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very good program, and I really appreciate, the government entities get such a huge discount up front that it really makes this an awesome program for us. People just don't understand what we're talking about. We're just buying a loader. Well, we're not getting a free loader, but it ain't bad. It's pretty cheap.
Years ago, we joked about buying 3 graders and just parking them because of the sale value was so great coming back.
Especially in that time of inflation.
Yeah.
Judge, it really did. That boy, when the oil boom was on, that was quite a deal. But we've had a very good experience with this buyback program, and we once again doing good maintenance, keep them in good shape, which all of our county precincts do. It leaves us in a very good situation at the end of the contract.
All right. We do have a motion by Commissioner Watts, second by Commissioner Muller to approve the item as stated. Any other comments or questions? Yes, ma'am.
If it's a lease, I haven't seen the lease contract, so we could make it subject to review.
Yes, ma'am.
So moved.
Second. I guess we amended our.
Yeah.
We amended, so we're back in, okay.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Item number 3 reads the same way, other than it's for $151,114 for a 2016 Cat 926M wheel loader, and with a trade-in value at the end of 5 years, $78,000, as long as the tires are glass and no damage to the cab. Financed with First National Bank of Wichita Falls for a 5-year leasing contract for 5 annual payments of $17,802.92 with an ending balance of $78,000. The first payment due November 15, 2017, and authorize the county's judge to sign required payments after review by legal. Payments to be made from interest and sinking fund by transfer from the 2017 Precinct 2 budget.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harvey, second by Commissioner Gonzalez to approve the item as stated with the amendment of review by legal. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 4 is discuss and review jail work orders. There were 15 orders completed during the week, and did you all find anything significant in the outstanding? I didn't particularly see anything.
Well, our jail maintenance staff has been dealing with a collapsed sewer line,
Yes.
and our muffin monster, the grinder, an inmate put a sheet, and had to work hard to get it done, but he put a sheet down the toilet, and it went through the muffin grinder, and
Burned the engine out, motor out.
it's the second muffin grinder in a week. We had one go out, remember, whenever Bobby come in here?
What,
They put the new one in, the new one got the sheet, now we don't have any. So we got a vacuum truck that goes out there 3 times a day and sucks that thing out until we get our grinder put back in place. There's
Okay.
also a collapsed sewer pipe that is giving them fits.
Where is
So
it
we're gonna
at?
have to cut out, it's in the 8s over there in one of the,
coming, oh, okay, coming
we're
forward.
gonna have to cut out the concrete, and it's gonna be a,
How do they
problem.
know it's collapsed and not a sheet hung in
they
it?
run a camera down it.
Wow.
So, like, those guys have been just humping, trying to keep it sanitary. So, they didn't get a whole lot of
Well, they-
other things done, but they did get some things done.
I would think they need to implement some minimal, whatever the least we can get away with, privileges, when that happens, for a 30-day period or something to make everyone aware. Because like you say, that
Judge
is
made
not
a-
easy.
No,
Just
Judge
try
made a
it.
recommendation that they're checking into. They do make a sheet that is,
It's a paper
it's
pipe.
not it is biodegradable,
Yeah.
but that's not the word I'm talking about. Whenever it gets wet, it dissolves. So, they're looking at that to see if,
Well, we helped that situation, Commissioner. We had a lot of trouble with that, and they went to a more strict situation of dealing out sheets where you had to be accountable for it, and that slowed it down quite a bit.
Right.
Now, this is another round of that, and
well, it's just an inmate that doesn't care.
that's right.
But I don't understand why there's not a trap box prior to getting to the holding facility.
That's what the grinder's for.
I know, but it should trap trash away from the grinder and the screen clog up and you're having trouble, to clean the
Without the
box.
grinder, it doesn't flow.
You gotta grind it.
You gotta get it to the grinder. Now, are you saying could there be something that distinguishes between a sheet?
Well, yeah, I'm
And
saying that
the
solids
normal
solids
tissues
that
and-
are not grindable, that, like at the sewer treatment plant, there's screens that separate the prophylactics and everything else out of the system, and it's separated before it goes into the clean-out process.
We don't have that though. I mean, our grinder is our first line of defense.
But you would think that's just kind of a simple grease trap type box.
What might be worth checking out is somebody else may have figured out a better mousetrap. I'm thinking if you had a large pit that something like a sheet fell into, the other stuff will float and go through there, the tennis shoes, some of the
The
other
screen
things.
that you have that allows all the,
Judge, that's what Jeff is talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that if we might, instead of just closing our eyes, let's look and see if anybody else, we're not the first ones to deal with this, but I have a feeling this is a game that when we started charging you for losing your sheet, then we thought, okay, we don't have anything else to do, how can we mess with them another way? And so when a guy comes up missing his sheet, you can't blame him for that happening, although he may well know, but somebody else took it off, while he wasn't laying in bed. But if we go to these other sheets, that, may solve that problem.
Well, we do need to look at the technology, Judge, and once we get past the crisis, one thing we are going to do, we've always kept one spare motor in stock. We're going to now keep two. And they're rewound motors. We
Right.
rebuild them and redo them. So I think it's going to be good business to keep two of those in stock so we won't get in this situation again, because I think those things have to come out of the Metroplex. And so that, I've already told Bobby, we get the crisis over with, let's stock two motors instead of one. And try to
We
prevent
put
this.
two brand-new motors in a week,
Yeah, we did.
so it's not being frivolous having two of those motors on the shelf.
No. And anyway, but Judge, your point's well taken. We probably need to look and see if there's not something we need to add in there. And for sure, if we move forward with that property as part of our new plan, that is something we've got to look at, is that sewage system, before we move forward with revamping that facility and using it long-term. That's something we've got to do. And it may be redoing some sewer lines and working with the city of Wichita Falls to get a better system in there.
what, in the event that there is no sheet in our system, what is that a grinder for?
Well, you got to grind it in order to, we're pumping it uphill.
We've still got other things that go in there,
Yeah,
tennis shoes,
yeah.
Flip-flops,
flip-flops,
anything they can get to flush.
yeah.
Toothbrushes. It's just stupid, but that's what they do.
They got lots of time to think about it. But that's the whole deal is that we're having to pump, and that's not a good place to be.
Yeah.
So.
You gotta grind it up, Jeff, before you can put it through the pump to pump it up.
And then how does Stanley Proto, how did they tie on to sewer?
Well,
Same way we are.
Same way we are. I think
Yeah,
that's the
but it
problem.
goes uphill, and that's
Yeah.
the problem.
That's the problem.
There's a lift station out there. In order to use the lift station, you gotta grind it.
It's behind us, not in front of us.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
But that would be a consideration if we build in that location, is we want to get to the north side sewers.
Something we really need to look at when it comes time to do that.
Okay. All right. Anything else on that?
The exhaust fan in the dishwasher room is working perfectly.
And the roof is, it,
We should have some kind of
Completion?
a celebration or something over that.
Or at least a plaque.
At least a plaque,
I
a
had
plaque
talked
would
to
be
Matt.
good. Yeah,
They've been working quite a while, so I mean, they ought to be getting,
close.
yeah, I would think.
All right. We have
Judge,
any-
is there any way, Judge, is there any way that we can have somebody representing the jail here at all of our meetings? I mean, it seems like a question comes up and we can't get an answer. to
Generally
it.
speaking, the sheriff has someone here. I'm not sure what was going on today. that they got-
Well, it's been several meetings that
Yeah.
they haven't had anybody.
That's why I didn't say all but this one. So generally they do. Yeah. But I will ask again about that, but we can't require that easily. All right, we're down to the part of any public comments, anything to bring up, anyone in the audience? Commissioners?
Burke Burnett had its Friendship Festival Saturday. Very well attended. A lot of kids played. There's probably, I'm gonna guess, 300 kids out there playing mud volleyball. They were
Yeah, that was a
covered
big
top
hit
to
in Novel
bottom.
Park.
Yeah. And it was really good. It was a great weather on Saturday, and everything just went great. It's like Mayberry, USA over there in Burke Burnett. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, then we have, do you have a cook this afternoon?
Yes,
OCA.
the Redneck Culinary Academy will be providing a fish fry dinner for the Floral Heights Food Pantry this evening at the Wellington. And then Saturday, October the 8th, the Redneck Culinary Academy will be doing a feed for the Firefighters Benevolent Fund at North Texas Field and Stream. That will be served at noon.
11 o'clock.
Okay, 11 o'clock.
That's what the flyer said.
What the flyer said.
And then start shooting at noon.
Okay,
We're
we're
not
gonna
gonna
feed
eat,
them.
we're not gonna eat while we shoot though.
No.
Well, you could, because not everybody shoots at the same time. I don't know.
But
Is this
what-
the gun range?
Clay pigeons
Yeah.
cannot.
Gun range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What time do we serve tonight?
we serve at 6:30.
6:30. We lost a really, really prominent citizen, Iowa
Yeah.
Park. Wayne House
Yes,
passed
yes.
away on Friday. We're going to have his services at First United Methodist on tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Wayne was really a former mayor of Iowa Park, served on city council,
Longtime employee of TXU.
actually Texas Electric.
Yeah,
when he
Texas
was there.
Electric,
Yeah.
and my parents always felt like you had to ask Wayne everything
Yeah.
before you proceeded. He was just that iconic to them.
He was a good guy, a good friend, and we're going to miss Wayne, but he passed away Friday. Services tomorrow.
I did not realize he played basketball for Midwest.
Sure did. He was a
Really?
tremendous athlete, tremendous athlete. But
I did not know that either.
No, he didn't look like a basketball player.
he sure did. Well, they looked different back then.
They're about 4 feet shorter.
Sports changed a little over the years, but no, Wayne was a very good athlete.
Mentioning that,
Yeah.
we lost a young lady in Burt that, we've been following her on Facebook for about 3 years. Her name is Cassie Adams. And Cassie had cancer, and she fought and she fought. And she got 2 little kids, and her husband Colby, he was like me, traveled and worked in the refineries, and all that is over now. Cassie's gone to be with the Lord, and Colby's going to try to find a job local and take care of those 2 kids. But she fought long and hard, and I never really thought much about Facebook, but whenever you can follow somebody like that and find out what's going on, where she's at, MD Anderson, and they put pictures of her cancer on there so you could see that it was all over. I mean, you just really, I guess you just get attached.
Get involved.
Your heart gets involved.
Yeah.
And whenever Cassie died, just it was terrible. So remember Cassie and her family in your prayers.
Okay. We do have a work session scheduled for Friday at 10 a.m. to review and pay bills. The court will all be gone the following week after the Columbus Day holiday. And so we will not have a meeting next week. And we will meet, though, because of other activities scheduled here with open enrollment. We will have our meeting across in room 290. Okay. All right, it is 10:38, and we're going to recess to go into closed session. We have items posted for briefing and discussion with Wichita County District Attorney's Office and Anthony Constant and David Iglesias to discuss potential environmental litigation on behalf of Wichita County. This meeting is closed pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. Also, we will involve a closed session this morning, consultation with Wichita County District Attorney regarding real estate services agreement with HDR Engineering Incorporated. This meeting is closed pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with attorney, and Section 551.0725 of the Texas Government Code. We will also have we will recess after those 2 hearings and then go into come back into closed session at 1:30 for briefing with Wichita County District Attorney's Office, Ben Hoover, David Nix, and Justin Hill to discuss potential environmental litigation on behalf of Wichita County. This meeting will also be closed in accordance with Section 551 of the Texas Government Code. All right, it is 10:40, and we will go into closed session. I would ask to clear the courtroom of everyone except those involved in the closed session.